Another pro to the commentary brought to you guys by Beyond the Summit. We are casting the StarLadder I-League Invitational Season 4. This is for the EU qualifiers. We are watching Kinguin versus Team Doggie. I'm Luminous, joined by Ailson, and we got 2 days left in this qualifier. Team Kinguin, we're going to watch them play 2 best of 3 today. And then the winner of all of these games today will be joining against Team Penta, who is currently waiting the grand finals. Steven, haven't talked to you for a while. How are you doing?
Doing good. You know, it's always a rough time trying to adjust to the early mornings for EU.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not a morning person. I'm very bad at it, but
Oh.
it's always good to catch up on some Dota. I haven't seen any games since the patch, so it's been like a couple days.
You mean the patch that just hit yesterday, or
The carry nerf patch? Yeah.
why do you think is it called the carry nerf patch?
I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of things that stood out were all very big core nerfs.
Yeah, but Meteor Hammer got buffed. Where are you at?
All right, let's see if we're gonna see Meteor Hammer. I don't think we're gonna see Meteor Hammers anyways.
Oh man, that channel time got reduced. I've been trying to convince everybody that Kunkka Meteor Hammer is the play.
Does it actually line up properly?
I think if you X bolt torrent perfectly, and then the channel time got reduced, right?
So you have to do everything perfectly without anyone interrupting you for it to work.
Pretty easy for me.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
All right. Well, we got a draft on the way. Team Kinguin, they were top 4 finish at the summit. I think they should be the clear favorites for this whole group. But you know, that's why we play the games out. You know, see how they actually do.
I mean, I definitely agree. Yeah, this team has been improving at such a rapid rate. It was only like, I mean, basically at the start of the season when they got picked up by Kinguin. I was watching like almost all of their games because I was casting them with Lyrical, and to see them starting from there, with like a proper team environment where they got a house and everything, and then to see where they are now, it's like the craziest improvement I've seen in any team in a while.
Yeah, they are showing up to a ton of LAN events, and they are. I mean, to be fair, they're not nearly as known as some of the teams that are more established, but they're beating them in best of 3 series, or at least putting up a pretty good fight. The last time, though, I saw them, I was actually adminning in the room, and they're playing against Virtus Pro. And that best of 3 series clearly looked like a team that was, like, outclassed. VP was outclassing everyone, so that's maybe a little bit unfair to Kinguin. But here, they should be the team that is to beat. And right now they got a pretty well-rounded draft. Rubik on the 4, Ogre on the 5, Ty on the 3, Terrorblade, either 1 or 2. And can you talk about the core matchup between TB and Luna? Why is it selected here?
Okay, so I think one of the main reasons is because Luna doesn't exactly have the greatest of range, and the thing is, if you use Reflection on Luna, like it actually does so much damage to her because you get the glaives, you also get the aura from her. It just like massively benefits your team to have just one ability casted on Luna.
Yeah, and I guess just having illusions around is going to be pretty good against her ultimate as well.
Yeah, definitely. She's not going to be able to deal with your illusions. Like on paper, people always think Luna as a carry can really do well against AoE, but she really doesn't. She has such a hard time clearing out illusions. So even though you have extra targets to glaive, I don't think it's gonna do too much. Like you really have to work hard to protect your Luna here, and against a Tidehunter and a Terrorblade, it's not gonna be easy.
All right, we got a Batrider 4th pick. I think the Bat's gonna do pretty well in the laning phase, but once a team fight happens, I kind of want to be where the Tide is at, right? The Bat jumps into initiate, and then you just counter initiate. I think that's the matchup that most offlaners want, is the Tide versus the Bat.
You think so? I think
it's
they're okay. I think they're okay putting the Terrorblade against the Batrider. I think with these 2 supports, they can actually shut them down early on.
Okay, threaten a kill. I guess Batrider needs to either bait out the Metamorphosis and not die, which is pretty hard, or go for just wrap around behind the wave and just pull it. We've been seeing a lot of players do that.
the thing is, if Terrorblade doesn't get off to a good start and Batrider has a really good time, he's just gonna TP out of lane, and then they're gonna start running around all around the place. Because if Batrider gets off to a good start, like you said, Terrorblade not gonna have a good time. So it's just really, really important how the early couple waves play out.
What about the actual team fights? Is this a good Batrider game? He has to watch out for Rubik, Tidehunter.
I don't really like it too much because there's no real follow-up. And there's a lot of ways to kind of like deal with the Batrider as well. Like you said, there's a Tidehunter waiting to counter-initiate, and there's also a Rubik who can immediately lift you up, for example. And there's no one else who can kind of like provide you cover when you go in for the lasso, right? Sometimes when you see a Batrider picked up, there's a silencer, for example, but there's nothing here. If Batrider goes in, he's pretty much by himself. So, and the last pick is gonna be Tiny.
Yep.
This is mid Terrorblade.
Yes, Nisha is the mid player. I mean, I'm pretty sure they can swap the lanes up, but honestly, I don't think either Terrorblade or Tiny would do well against Queen of Pain. So I find the final pick to be a little bit suspect. But
I mean, they have Ogre. You know, Ogre is just gonna sit mid, harass someone out.
Sure.
Or whoever's mid out. Even if it's like another support there, Ogre still should be enough to deal with Queen of Pain and +1.
Yeah. I guess it makes more sense to put Nisha in the mid lane because his hero got, what, 10 base armor? So even if he gets Shadow Striked, you could just regen up a bit more. Terrorblade does also have higher base regen than most other heroes. I think base 2.5. And then, of course, Ogre, I don't know, base 85 HP regen per second or something like that.
Yeah, that's Ogre. 40 armor. He's got Dragon Blood at level 1.
It feels so sad playing Ogre. You feel like the top dog for 5 minutes, and then you realize that average length of a Dota game is like 40 minutes. And then the last 35 minutes, you're just miserable.
I mean, that's what you think. I think if you have a good start, your game lasts at least 15 minutes.
Okay, alright.
Then you become the bloodlust machine.
Yeah.
And then the only way that it's still like engaging to play Ogre is if you actually have like 4-staff Glimmer Cape. Then you still feel like very, very useful other than having a bloodlust.
We'll see if the captain of Kinguin will be able to get that performance. Do you know how to pronounce his name? Eliza?
Eliza? I don't remember. We always like constantly mispronounce names, and we had to ask people, but people always gave us incorrect answers too. So we'd be like, how do you pronounce this? And someone would say it, and then everyone's like, no, that's wrong. All I know is Kakor is pronounced like that.
No, there's a T in there, right? Kotkor.
Kotkor or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, because we were saying something like Keycore earlier on, and everyone was like, what are you doing?
He went on the summer stream to tell people how to pronounce his name.
Oh, nice.
Because Bobo was calling him Coxor or some shit. Which definitely was all. Alright, Hisujo is gonna swing around and gonna fight for a rune. Gonna steal that
this
one.
is really good for them though, because it basically denies their mid of a rune.
Alright.
So while they do trade, it's the Batrider that gets the rune rather than Queen of Pain.
So Arise not playing Magnus. What do you feel about that?
He does play Queen of Pain too, right?
I'm sure he plays all the mid heroes.
But it's not Magnus, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And it looks like we
Fair.
are gonna see a Tiny matchup. I think Tiny actually has quite a bit of issue in this lane, right? Shadow Strike, 0 base armor.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, by himself, yeah. What can you do? You really can't do anything.
Yeah. I like how Arise calls for a 1v1 matchup in all chat and then starts with Shaman in the mid lane just bullying. Exotic there is gonna get all the last hits with the tree toss. Look at that.
What a great skill.
You sound a little
I'm
salty.
actually so surprised. I'm actually so surprised he got 3 CS in this lane by himself. But look, see, this is what I'm talking about. This offlane, like, this Bad Rider, you know, if they just pressure him like this, it's not going to be that bad. And this is definitely more important than helping the Tiny.
Oh god. Katsor with 8 stack, 9 stacks. And then he just turns around. Those are like 25% of hits. He's fine,
yeah,
dude.
they got him. No, they got the Bad Rider.
He's got tangles. Alright, tangles useless.
I did the math. Yeah. And I think they're just going to keep doing this until they can't do it anymore. Like this Bad Rider event, once he gets maybe like level 3 or something, it's gonna be really difficult. But I mean, Terrorblade still has meta. I wonder if Bad Rider might die a second time.
Nah.
They just really don't want him to hit level 3.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
bait. No, this is the bait. This is the bait.
Who's baiting for who?
This is
Oh,
the bait.
it's a bait! It's gonna be close! Nobody dies. And then meanwhile...
Yeah, bottom lane, they got the Tidehunter.
Yeah, it looks like Rasa was able to rotate. But top lane, the fight's not over yet. Katsor is going to come around from the back line, and that's going to be the kill. Nisha will pick that one up. Alright, the support's doing a lot of work here.
I told you, man. Baiting. This Ogre, see, this is how you extend your lifespan in the game. You make plays like this.
Alright. Looks like Noya's going to swing back to the mid lane. Waiting for Tiny to walk up his hill, but Tiny is already having a ton of issues. Had to basically buy a ton of regen. That's a full set of tangles, sheer tangles, salve. And it looks like he's even figuring out the bottle, which is not commonly seen on the mid lane anymore.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. But I think he probably feels like he needs it because he's not exactly, you know, getting much out of the lane, and is probably hoping to just collect bounty runes, kind of stay topped off for as long as possible. His team probably needs to work on stacking for him, I would imagine. Yeah, they're stacking the jungle a bit.
Top lane Histojo in a lot of trouble. No access to Firefly yet. They've kept him to level 1.5. This is some good stuff, and I mean, he could tango all he wants, but he's stuck in here for a while. Looks like he's gonna TP. But that's what, 3 tangos used for an Ignite?
Well, oh, they scanned. Okay, they know he's gone. Like, he immediately pings it out.
Yep, and he's under now Dire War Vision, so. Histojo trying to find that level 2, and now Katsor is gonna come around.
They're not gonna give it to him. He's not gonna get it.
Oh, meanwhile though, there's a fight happening on the mid lane. Pull back here, blink. Arises out of there. And he's gonna find level 2 off of this creep. This creep camp at least. There you go. Finally.
He actually wouldn't have gotten level 2 if they decided to go for him instead of trying to save the Tiny. Which they were a little too later on anyways, so they should have just kept this Bad Rider at level 1 for as long as possible. It would have been pretty funny to see him just like struggling and just going out of their way to ruin his game.
Yesterday on Team Penta, I saw their offlaner Boogie was actually going for a very interesting Tidehunter build. Phase boot Tide with like 2 points in a gush by like level 8. Just walking around
fighting
yeah,
Tide.
fighting Tide. And then I was like, huh, this is interesting. And then he ran out of mana like after 2 gushes. Plato's gonna get tossed back right into a shackle. Kraken Shell not activating yet. And he should be dead after some nice body blocking. So both offlaners getting absolutely wrecked, but I think the X factor is this mid lane. Arise has 12 denies. Tiny has, well, 13 last hits. It's looking rough for him right now.
I think this was kind of expected for the Tiny.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually not as bad. I think overall, I'd say that Kinguin are definitely happier with this outcome.
You think so? Because didn't they have overall the final pick, right? Queen of Pain is a lane dominator. I felt like they have an option, a chance to pick a hero that, you know, do a little bit better against the Queen. And also, I don't
think they're going to be afraid of that, though.
Okay. Well, he's recovering right now in the jungle.
Yeah, the reason why I say that is because, like, if you look at this Bad Rider versus this Tidehunter, they definitely prioritize shutting down this Bad Rider and making sure their Terrorblade has had a better game. And look, he's dead again. Terrorblade just popped meta, but there's a huge creep wave coming in. This tower is going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah,
And,
it's with the siege unit too.
yeah, and he just used Firefly, so he can't defend it really.
Well, he's gonna try his best to napalm and do something with it. But that tower is gonna take, like I said, quite a bit of damage.
I'd say he can probably get in half.
Ooh, the bloodlust on the ogre, on the siege unit. Look at it go. Not making any more illusions just yet. It looks like that'll be it. Actually, the tower is just fine. I say that though, it's gonna be another rotation. Here comes Earthsphere on the back line. His Joe's gonna know he's gonna die, so it's gonna come in. But here comes the Rise Sonic Wave, gonna clear up that engagement. Eliza's gonna run away to the right, away from Noyan. He should be okay as well. 1-for-1 trade, but they got the Terror Blade, and that tier 1 is relatively healthy.
Well, they did manage to take about half off of the tower. I think like that actually wasn't even that bad because that was the end of Metamorphosis, right? And they do force out quite a bit of rotations as well, so a bit of space for the Tidehunter as well as the Queen of Pain. I think the thing is, once this Tidehunter gets level 6, Kinguin are gonna start moving around together, kind of like forcing Radiant side to respond to their group up, and I think that's gonna like build up this lead where they're just gonna have a really hard time fighting the Kinguin afterwards. Look at this Bad Rider, only level 3 still.
LeBron comes in, kick back right into the Luna. Eclipse is available. They can pop it whenever they want for this kill, but I don't feel like they need it at all. And Noya is gonna pick this one up. At least his tier 1 tower is 4 HP, but this Luna is getting really fat. Looks like we're gonna see a drums opening for Luna.
Oh, we've come back to the drum phase, where everyone buys drums.
Drum's good fighting item, man.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think might be getting it for the tiny bit of extra stats as well against the Queen of Pain. Against the Tiny, excuse me, because he's gonna get comboed throughout the game.
Well, this is. I think don't Tiny players usually get the max level tree toss to farm?
Yeah, they've been kind of switching around. If you're looking to farm with Tiny, you do go for that build, but most days now they use Tiny as more of a tempo controller, so they max Avatos and get a Blink or Shadow Blade.
So basically old Tiny.
Oh, Tiny. But with really good laning because of Tree Grab.
Oh, did you see that from Exotic Fear? That was some sick stacking.
What happened?
He tossed the creep so that it would aggro it, and then both camps stacked.
Radiant's top tower is
Wait,
under
from this camp to
Like,
Ancients?
Yeah. Because there was a vision from Terrorblade to give it for
Holy
him to
shit.
throw him to the low ground. Yeah, that was next level.
That is some EENV approved
regeneration.
efficiency.
Oh, smoke up top.
I mean, they're smoking into Bat Rider's lane, who is...
I mean, it's just a Rubik here, so I mean, if they get anything, it's just a Rubik. Yeah, it's a Rubik.
Oh!
Nice lift.
Oh! No, he's
No,
dead,
he's
right?
dead. It was a nice attempt.
Okay. Alright.
They definitely wanted to find this Terrorblade, but unfortunately unable to do so, and they're gonna go for a smoke on their own. They're gonna run all the way to bottom, it seems.
Radiant's
This is a
Pops
classic,
almost
is under attack.
classic Terrorblade smoke. You get a kill at the enemy core tower, and you push their tier
Yeah.
1. But they're running
It's just
right
unexpected.
into meta.
It's just unexpected to be in this lane. That's all.
Here comes the meta usage. Right click coming out. Swift ending. No chance of running away. Nisha's gonna pick up the kill. Even the Ghost Lady helping out from the neutral camp, slowing her down.
This
I
was
think
such a good play.
Yeah. They even expected maybe a little bit more fight. They still have Ravage. They don't need it. And that tier 1's gonna go down super fast. And that, like, look at this timing, right? The siege unit being here is not a coincidence. It's just...
Yeah, they know.
yeah.
Very impressive stuff.
And they could actually ride this momentum to do maybe even a little bit pressure on the tier 2.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially since the Tidehunter is here to protect Nisha. Looks like they're gonna ignore them for now. I don't think they should be trading tier 2 for a tier 1.
Can you
be
fight
a
into a
little more.
Ravage though?
I
I don't think they can right
think
now.
so. I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe trading is the only option that they have. This tier 2 is going down really fast.
Oh, they are defending now.
Alright. Nisha, a lot of trouble. Ravage is gonna hit, but the Sonic
they
Wave
did.
didn't. They still have Sunder available. Nisha looking for the Sunder, is gonna find it on the Queen of Pain, getting a lot of HP back, but it's not gonna be enough. Magnetize doing so much work. Pato's gonna go down. Rise double kill, despite the Sunder. So they did make the defense. They did even draw out the Ravage, and Swift ending up top.
Radiant's middle tower is
Looks
under
like he
attack.
won't be able to get that tier 1 either.
Yeah, a very nice defense from Radiant. And there you go. They can, looks like they can defend. Oh, an Ogre gets caught out. Wait.
Wait, who's catching who, dude? Oh no, he's gonna get grabbed.
Dire's middle tower
That was
is
such a
under
great play by LeBron. Pretty much catching everyone with the silence.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And even though Arise missed the ult on Terrorblade, they still got him on the second round.
Yep.
Once his Metamorphosis ran out, he was just like running around in circles in the team fight.
I wonder if Tiny during that team fight or before that team fight has shown somewhere on the map. I think if Team Doggie didn't see Tiny on the map, they probably might be too afraid to take that fight. Because that Ravage was really good. They just didn't have any damage to follow up that Ravage.
Yeah, there's just no follow-up.
Yeah. Swift ending, reveals himself. Avalanche, toss back. Drum's gonna get used. Oh, right outside of that toss range. And now he wants to go right back in. Still has Eclipse available. Looking to use it, toss him away. LeBron now blocking it up. Eclipse now all hitting on Exotic Dare. Exotic Dare gonna go down. And despite Team Kinguin being the favorite here, Doggie is doing a pretty good job holding himself in the mid game. Arise is ginormous. Going for a very classic
Is under attack.
an Orchid build first.
Top tower has fallen.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job in keeping up the pressure right now. And I think slowing down that bottom lane push was actually really important for them. But it looks like it's still going to go down
Yep.
momentarily. Yeah,
Well,
they're
Tie
gonna
Hunter
get
is actually going to get this tier 2 bottom. Nobody went for the deny. And it's very low now.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're just trying to get as much damage as possible in the top lane instead. They do drop the Serpent Ward as well.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Tiny will quickly, easily farm it up. Ogre not even going for the last hit, just pre-hitting it for the tower.
He's trying to get it for his...
Yeah, for his Tiny,
but
yeah.
I don't think he can get all of them like that.
I think was the tower Bloodlust
Oh,
or
they're all
something?
standing on top of wards. This is really dangerous
Okay.
for Team Doggie.
Yeah, Swift ending at half HP. He could just get blown up here. No Blink Dagger on Tiny yet, but that's exactly what he's going for.
Kinguin are just playing it super patiently. They don't want to give away anything. Like, they're playing it so that it's not obvious that there's a ward there. They're just playing it as if they're being careful.
Alright, now
And now he eats it away.
Yeah. So, can you talk about the timing of both two teams? When is, let's say, the first show of strength is for either team?
This Blink Dagger on Tiny is going to change a lot for sure. But
Hopefully he buys it before he dies. He's going to be okay right now, taking quite a bit of damage. Here comes the Queen of Pain as well. Sonic Wave is available, and they should blow him up quite easily. Sonic Wave is going to be there. No gold purchase. He buys it after he dies. We're going to need to have a talk a little bit later after that. LeBron Dota going to try to get himself out. TP. Doesn't have
he
it.
doesn't have a TP. But I don't think they care. They're just whatever.
Alright.
Oh, they found him. They used the courier to scout him out.
Yeah, but he's fine.
But they ignore him. Did you see that Ogre started TPing to try to catch him out? And he's like, all right, he's not even worth the time.
Nisha moves forward against Histojo. Pop the gush on him.
Radiant's top tower.
I'm gonna chase him under that Firefly. He has that blink finish now. And tier 1 now goes to Patos. 3 tier 1 down. Wow, they only lost one of their towers. I mean, Arise and Team Doggie might be getting most of the kills, but Kinguin is getting more of the objectives.
Yeah, they are still leading in net worth. And we're reaching that really scary moment when you're up against a Terrorblade. Once he finishes that Manta-style Dragonlance, I mean, he's gonna be very problematic for them. For Radiant, that is.
Yeah, they pretty much are completely relying on Arise to blow him up. And if Arise doesn't do that, then I think they get overrun.
Yeah, I mean the thing is he's like a little too tanky now, and there is that Ravage still ready to protect your Terrorblade with.
Yep. TIE Hunter has a hood as well, so he could frontline pretty effectively. It's gonna be the hood into a mech. You know, I like it, because I do feel like the Radiance damage is somewhat limited. If you could survive through it, you win.
Oh,
Two
smoke
smokes.
against smoke.
Not gonna hit anybody. Is there any kind of Roshan sneak potential with either team?
Not really. Both sides don't exactly go that quickly. Oh, Queen of Pain
Falls
gets
back.
caught out. Ravage.
Wow, they are throwing everything on him. The Chain Suns are right off, but looks like Eliza with the Ignite dot is gonna take him down. Earning himself a lot of gold, but now they're gonna go on TIE Hunter of all people. They can even ditch the TIE, that'll be fine, but no, it's gonna be a full-on fight. Tiny gonna swing around. He has the Avatar's combination, but not gonna go for it. Now they're gonna go on Eliza. But after all said and done, it's gonna be Team Doggie on the retreat. Nisha now moving forward, giving vision with the with the illusion, and gonna pick up the kill, the reflection rather.
Well, one thing to note is Metamorphosis was used there.
Yep.
And the unfortunate thing is it is right as he finishes his Manta as well. So, you know, his strongest timing, not gonna have the Metamorphosis. It's gonna probably delay them a little bit from whatever they're trying to accomplish next.
Do you feel like the clock is more on the Radiant or the Dire? I think Dire has better scaling, so I think it's okay that they're not pushing.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you always want to, like, you know,
Do something with your strength.
Yeah.
Okay, well. They know that meta is running low, so they're going to initiate a tier 1 push. They have the Serpent War as well.
I mean, the thing is, they know that there's no Ravage either, which is probably the more important thing right now.
Sure. Serpent War is being used. And tier 1 is going to get forfeited here.
TIE Hunter doing his thing bottom lane. I think once he has Mac, I mean, I talked about their, you know, grouping up Death Ball kind of strat down the line, but looks like they're like really coming. Uh-oh, Nisha?
Yeah, just going to get caught. Ooh. That looked a little close, and now they pop that Silence Lane. Pops a Manta though, but it's not going to be enough. Re-silence the Sonic Wave, though. Sounder now coming down. Nisha's gonna be alive. Arise has to blink away. Hestajo on the run on the south side as well. Swift Ending. They're coming in with a TIE Hunter who doesn't have Ravage for 15, but now chasing on Swift Ending. Drum's gonna get activated, but not running away from Tiny, who's cutting in from the side. They get one. Arise was able to blink out, but Nisha surviving throughout all of that. Very good usage of his Manta style, getting away from the couple of the key silences and getting off that Sunder.
Yeah, I think the crazier thing about that was, I think a lot of credit actually goes to Arise for that too. Like, he waited for the Manta too, and then he re-silenced him.
Yep.
Like at the right time too. But I think he missed his ulti, unfortunately. Is that what happened?
Did he?
I think so.
I think he missed one ult already on Terrorblade. Meanwhile, Katsor stealing that Sonic Wave was also the big damage in that team fight. That was absolutely
He didn't
huge.
kill anyone though, but you know, kind of like ended the team fight right there.
The fake smoke back, very popular move. Blink Avatar's combination here, toss back, and that is going to be easy kill. And that's that timing you're talking about. And now look at this tower siege. They need some creeps. Where them creeps at? Very far back.
And they're okay with just waiting. They're probably expecting to only finish one tower off of this this meta anyways.
Yep.
But I think with this tower, taking Roshan is a lot more likely now.
Sure. I mean, they still have Bloodlust and Gus, right? Or Gush.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, they're not bad at it. I was just wondering, like, how come, like, why isn't anyone buying like Medallion or Solar Crest? Because that would just really secure Roshan for them.
Katsor on the bottom side. Looking to initiate on him. Queen of Pain blinks right in. That's going to force one TP from Ty. The Ravage being used immediately. That seems a little bit aggressive, but if they find this kill, it's going to be worth the chain stun. Looking pretty good. Avatar's going to be there as well. That was perfect textbook chain stun. That bar helping it out. That was just good play, not even bar, dude. Glimmer K being flown out to the Ogre Magi, trying to protect that Terrorblade a little bit more.
I definitely like the decision to go for Ravage right there. Like they know it's worth the kill. It's a Queen of Pain, right? It's like their strongest hero. And the thing is, Metamorphosis was used just like a little shortly beforehand. So by using Ravage here now, it's kind of like lining up both cooldowns anyways. So might as well use it.
Is there a possibility for Team Doggie to go straight into Roche? Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. No meta, no Ravage. This is kind of always the, I don't want to say the weakness of the strength lineup, of the tiny lineup. Tide lineup, sorry. Is that if you blow your Ravage and you don't secure a lot of space on the map, then this is what happens.
Yeah, I mean that is true, but I don't think they're gonna give it up. I think they're gonna smoke here, right?
I think it might be too late.
Yeah, I think it's too late. Yeah. I think they were thinking about it, but they're not too sure. Because like, there could be more than just a Roshan attempt, right? Like, they could be smoked up right now trying to find a team fight.
Well, that's gonna be very helpful for that next team fight. Arise and our Luna player also working towards that BKB, just for the Ravage. So I do feel like that's gonna be the timing that Team Doggie is looking to do. If they hit their double BKB, then they can actually take fights into Kinguin pretty easily.
I mean, the thing is, they're at this point where if they get BKB, they don't really have that much damage, and I think this Terrorblade is just going to maul them.
Okay.
BKB or not, Terrorblade is that BKB shredder. So.
They are walking up to the high ground into an Aegis. No care given. Serpent Ward is down because they use it for the Roche. They still have the mech combination with the Hood on TIE Hunter, and of course Ravage coming up really soon. In 6 seconds.
Did you see a rise? Oh.
Magnetize gonna force everyone back, and now they want to chase. They're chasing right into a Ravage, trying to actually kill Patos. That doesn't seem like it's gonna be a good idea. Now counter initiations. Swift Ending's gonna pop that ultimate. Ravage gonna be good here, hitting everybody. Lucent being stolen. They're gonna go on Swift Ending. No BKB just yet. Aegis triggered. Arise now blinking back on the left side. It's gonna be the Earth Sphere rolling back out. Huge Sonic Wave hitting on everybody, and now they lift up here on the Luna. Chainstun on the Luna. Can they bring in Luna down? Yes, they can. And the Ray Ball outside is Nisha, but the Sonic Wave, or sorry, the Serpent Ward comes down, focusing here on Terrorblade, but Terrorblade popping some illusion, runs right out of that. Nisha getting a little bit blocked. The Ward's gonna take him down. Good defense coming out. It is gonna be dire winning that team fight, but the push at least is stopped. Still though, huge team fight victory for Team Kinguin, taking out the Aegis, taking out the Luna, and that Tiny's still alive.
Is farming the Ward. I find it so funny. I think like Eliza is just so conditioned to give everything away. He just hit all the words once again.
Oh my god, they even got a buyback.
Okay. Well, Queen of Pain is going to be doing quite a bit here. They find one. Can they get another? Oh,
Lasso!
No blink.
The zero cast range lasso, dude. Just put your mouse over that lasso and look at that sad circle.
Yeah. I mean, this has been Bat Rider's life for quite some time.
Feels bad.
The only way to make him feel like the old Bat Rider is you have to get Aether Lens. Yeah. But I mean, let's be real. The old Bat Rider was OP.
Here's the thing: if you think about it, he's just a blink melee range stun. But the fact that he could displace your enemy is probably the more broken thing.
Yeah. Repositioning is always going to be, one of the most powerful mechanics in these type of games, because positioning is just so important. That's why no matter how many times you nerf Force Staff, it is still going to be one of the best items in the game.
What about my bro Putch? That's straight up repositioning,
Yeah, but I mean, that's like a really, really difficult repositioning. I mean, if you can hit hooks like more than 80% of the time, okay, he's probably really OP. But unfortunately, most players cannot do that, especially in high-level games. You're asking for a little too much. Oh, Exotic Deer has his Manta as well. That Orchid not going to be as effective. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Terrorblade. I thought Terrorblade was going to finish his Scotty first, but he ends up going for Lincoln's.
Okay. I guess mostly to block those key silences like the orchids.
I think more importantly, it's to block out the potential lasso, because if you're able to block out the lasso, I mean, there's really no way you can be put into an extremely bad fight. Right? You can get put into a bad fight, but not a instantly lose team fight.
All right, they're gonna push the bottom wave and then smoke up. Meanwhile, Earth Spirit circling in the back line. And they are just riding this creep momentum. Looks like Manta and Nisha is going to pop out that smoke. Going to run up the high ground and pop meta once again. Here we go. It's going to be a smoke wraparound, but the scan on the back line is going to scout them out. And this glyph is ending very, very soon.
Oh, he broke it out.
Blink magnetized on the back line here. Immediately, he will die. Lasso going on the Tiny, but Tiny's the one that wants to take the Lasso. Hits the Joe. It's going to eat the Ravage. So will the rest of the team. Swift ending on the run. The ward's going to get cleaned up. Sonic Wave coming in, but there's just not enough damage. In fact, stolen Sonic Wave. 4 dead immediately. And ladies and gentlemen, that is game, because the rest of the base is going to get absolutely destroyed. They call it GG right now. And a clean victory for Team Kinguin.
And this was exactly the thing you have to worry about. Buying BKB on Luna against a team like this, unfortunately, sure, it'll save you from the Ravage, but did you see how fast he died to the Terror Plate?
Yeah.
Just unable to do anything. Oh, this is really cool. You can see everyone's rating.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. Nisha doesn't even have a number.
That means he's not good, or what?
Kinguin doesn't play pubs, is what it means. No.
Okay.
Just means Kinguin doesn't play pubs. Look at how many pub games the Radiant side has and how many Kinguin has. only Exotic Deer is on that grind. Everyone else is just like, whatever.
So it really seemed like that Kinguin took advantage of the fact that Luna just takes too long to come online. Because that first push in the bottom lane surprised me. Normally, you know, once the enemy team gets the Aegis, you're like, okay, let's just wait it out. Let's not take fights. Let's just farm for 5 minutes. Team Kinguin just grabbed everybody and said, look, I don't care if you have Aegis. We're going to just run right at you, at your high ground. That's ballsy stuff. And they won that team fight pretty lopsidedly as well.
I think the thing about it is, like, even if things didn't go as well as it did for them, they still understand, like, they are much stronger in terms of composition and, like, the items that they had on their cores. And, like, let's say even if they ended up giving up a couple more kills, like, they were still going to be okay with that, because eventually when their cooldowns came back, like, they're just going to keep doing it over and over again until the game was over, because they probably felt like at no point in the game that Radiant were going to be able to have enough items to fight up against that composition. Like, there's like no way, right? Like, what are you waiting for? Luna's not going to miraculously out net worth your cores, and a Queen of Pain is not going to outfight terribly Tiny, right?
Yep. I think the itemization here on Patos, especially like the Pike mech, just made it so hard for the one person that could fight the Queen of Pain to do, you know, more than he did. Like, he blinked in Sonic Wave and everyone is at full HP after the mech. So
yeah, I mean, this was, they itemized, like, with great understanding of what they were trying to accomplish.
Yeah,
the Patos did not need to initiate. They just needed to wait for the Bad Rider to make a move, because at some point that Bad Rider has to do something. And unfortunately for them, like, there was just no great way to get in, right? He even tried lassoing the Tiny, but why would you try to lasso the Tiny?
Status
yeah, he's got so much status resist. Yeah,
he doesn't care. But that is going to do it here for game 1. We're going to take a short break. Game 2 is come up next, and Team Kinguin is looking like they will 2-0 sweep, but of course not count on Team Doggie yet. They play the early game really well, so let's hope that they will do it for game 2 as well. We'll be back, guys, after a short break.